power, strength, concentration, and the will to win. There's no doubt that such people always stir admiration in us, and there's nothing surprising about that. After all, who among us can pull a truck weighing several tons? So today we're going to meet Ukrainian strongmen, who will show us their heroic strength in all its glory. Let's go! Sometimes viewers think that it's very easy, but that wheel weighs 100 kilograms, and this one 360.
Привет.
Hi, hello.
Опа. Как вас зовут?
What's your name? Who are you? What are you? I'm Alexei. My name is Alexander. I'm Victor. We're the athletes of the Strongmen national team of Ukraine. Today we will talk about strongmen, how they appeared in Ukraine, and show what we can do. This sport appeared and started developing in Ukraine sometime around 2002, then began to decline in 2008 to 2009, but resumed in 2012 to 2013. Then our federation appeared, founded by Vasyl Verestuk and Serhiy Konyushok. Now, in 2018, it is developing rapidly. There is an amateur league founded by Yuri Hanovsky, a guy from Lviv, and a professional strongman league too. Most of our athletes are based in Kiev and Lviv. This sport is interesting because it varies a great deal, as there are so many different exercises, unusually shaped equipment, heavy weights. It's always fascinating how someone can lift 300 or 400 kilograms, how they carry 500 kilograms on their shoulders, and so on. You could say that it's a new sport in Ukraine. Everything new is attractive. Everyone wants to see and try it. Three reasons to become a strongman. The first reason to become a strongman is to make new friends, real friends, to learn to feel your body, and to just look good and feel great. You become stronger and more confident. You become more attractive to the opposite sex. Big and strong people are kind. It's strength, speed, and endurance. It's what makes us better. What's cool about this sport is that you can prove to yourself and everyone else that you can do it, that you can lift those weights. I began getting involved in this sport in 2014, but I found out about it in 2003 when it appeared in Ukraine. I heard about it from a grandfather Volodymyr Petrovich Sukhomlin. He used to make all the equipment himself for the first federation that was founded. We went with him to competitions in various cities. I got really into it when Vasyl Verestuk won the World Championship. I found it interesting. Then I played football for 5 years, started going to the gym in university for myself. Then in 2014, no, even in 2013, my brother, Alexei Novikov, started doing this sport. I had just been going to the gym back then. In 2014, he said I should come and train together with them. Everyone enjoys what they're successful at. Nobody likes doing what they're bad at. I bested everyone there was the best in Ukraine at the age of 19. There were 30 to 35-year-old guys there. That raised my self-esteem. I realized I was strong, and I only kept getting stronger, kept moving forward. I saw this sport back when I was a kid. I was 6 at the time. The famous Verastuk and others performed back then. Large competitions were held, and it was always around. Everyone watched in 2003 to 2005 and was a fan of this sport. I forgot about it until I turned 14, and then I started doing sports like the usual teenager. What else was there to do? And then my grandfather told me to go to his coach, because he could teach me something, and maybe I could even take part in something for myself, to stay healthy. He started training me. I immediately showed good results, and just 2 months later, I took part in the Lithuanian Championship for school children and got 3rd place there, and that was before I'd even turned 19. I've been taking part in this sport for just 2 years now. I found out about it from a friend of mine who'd already got into it, and I also started training with him as my mentor. I resisted at first, but he won me over eventually, so I had a couple of training sessions with him, and I began liking it a lot. I enjoy it mostly for the fact that there is no monotony. Strongman has 42 exercises to it, as well as the development of personal qualities like strength, endurance, and speed, which don't really go well together in other sports. When I started training, it was really hard. There was a lot of endurance and functional training. I can say that I didn't spare my body at all.
Можно сказать, даже не щадил свой организм вообще, в принципе, с братом.
My brother and I trained from 3 p.m. till 8 or 9 p.m. at times. Naturally, we had a minute to talk, but that's how most of our training sessions went. We feel sore after every training session to this day. There's always something that gets sore. Small muscles, big muscles.
Спустя время, да, мы чуть-чуть легче начали тренироваться.
With time, we started training a bit more sparingly, in the sense that we started paying more attention to our bodies and how they reacted to it all. Over time, fatigue accumulates and injuries appear. That's just how the sport is.
Спорт как бы не без этого. Для меня самая большая сложность была это.
The biggest difficulty for me was that I needed a great deal of patience. I wasn't that good at first, and the results weren't the ones I wanted. But wear and tear appears with time, as do injuries. It's inevitable in sport. At the beginning, I just trained for myself at the gym, and I liked it. If something grew, it was cool. They gradually changed, and there was a moment when I started training with a coach, but I didn't want to train. I wanted to give it all up. Just like everyone else gives up a sports section after going there for a month or two. There were times like that too. I was told I would never become an athlete. Alexei, chill out. What strongman? Just think about the word. You weigh 73 kilograms. Forget about it. In the end, I kept training, and I still do. This year, when I reached professional level, it became really difficult. And I realized that it's a job, and a tough one at that.
первой тренировки я пришел,
I remember my first workouts when I did squats with 50-kilogram weights, and it was really hard for me at the time. Now I do 300 kilograms, and I know that it's not the limit. There were times when I couldn't do something, and my coach said, either you do it or you go home.
Были такие моменты, были травмы. У меня достаточно много травм.
I have quite a lot of injuries, and to be honest, some of them get in the way in everyday life. My weight, for example, it doesn't let me live a normal life. I can't put on something L-sized, but since I'm 4XL, I can't find such clothes in an ordinary store. And I want to dress like a normal guy instead of wearing shorts and a t-shirt like a sack. Those are little things, but each of them, I'm always hot. Even when ordinary people start feeling cold, I'm still sweating. I always trained 4 times a week. Before that, I did bodybuilding and powerlifting. In bodybuilding, we divided workouts into 2 muscle groups a day, one big and one small one. Powerlifting consists of squats, bench press, and lift, which we also divided into days. When I switched to Strongman, one more workout appeared, which was more endurance-oriented. I guess I only had difficulties with endurance, since powerlifting and bodybuilding are sports that are done on one spot. In powerlifting, your set lasts a few seconds, but in strongman, you have to run around with weights for up to 2 minutes, lift weights above your head, carry suitcases, and so on. And now Serhiy Ponomarev and I decided to do a small relay competition. That will be a 75-kilogram dumbbell, which you have to lift with one hand. Then it's a log lift, 100 kilograms, which you have to lift over your head. And then an axle, a 100-kilogram barbell, which you also have to lift over your head, and the overhead relay. Okay guys, now you know how strongman overhead relays go. Serhiy wins today, probably because he ate well in the morning, better than me. But that's okay, I'll catch him in the evening. We have our Strongman Federation in Ukraine. Competitions are mostly held by this federation. The most important tournament at the beginning of the season is the Championship of Ukraine, which has 3 weight categories. And there are also cup stages, where you earn points for the final tournament of the season, Strongman of the Year. Is there a community of Ukrainian strongmen? Yes, we often get together with the guys after competitions, go somewhere to eat and talk. This is a great sport, there is no monotony in it, but I only recommend it to trained people. You've just met the strongest people of Ukraine. See you soon.